Hello and welcome to the first and hopefully not last episode of the Weekly Drive-In. I'm your host Josh Howey and with me is Cory Jordan.
Hello.
Coming up we have some film news, our thoughts on the latest James Bond film Spectre, among other bits and bobs that we thought of that would be good for you to listen to. Grand. I have some news, actually.
What news?
You like Girl with Dragon Tattoo, don't you?
Which one?
The modern one.
Yes.
David Fincher one.
Yes.
The girl in the spider's web is officially in the works. But you know who's not there?
Who?
David Fincher, Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara.
Right, so it'll be terrible. Actually, it depends who takes it over.
Well, I thought the first one was terrible, so...
It's not terrible. Yeah, David Fincher was the only one who could take on that film. Because I've watched the original trilogy as well. And they're very dark films and not easy to watch either.
No.
And David Fincher's kind of made a name for dark films.
Yeah, but he has, like, good films. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, I admit, I agree, it's not one of his better films, but still, it's a good film.
You seen
And
Gone
Rooney
Girl
Mara's very good. What?
You seen Gone Girl yet?
Yeah, I went to cinema to see it, didn't I? I wrote the review for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked it.
Do you post your reviews?
I did for Gone Girl, it was on the link.
Who do you think you should take over, then? Like, who would be in it?
What, in...
Who do you think should or could do a better job than David Fincher?
Rooney Mara totally changed herself for that role.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many actresses who would do that.
Yeah. Like, props to her. Like, it's a decent role. She does it well, but I just don't
I
think
had
the
no
film
idea
is
who
good.
she was until I watched that, and she's actually a very, very good actress. I mean, I saw her in Youth in Revolt, and she just played some slutty schoolgirl.
Is she the girl in that?
She's not the main girl.
Oh, right.
She's the roommate of the
Oh,
main
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
But yeah, I honestly
That's
don't think anyone could do a
That's a
better
good
job
film.
than David Fincher.
That's a good film. You're from Revolt. Watch it. Michael Cera plays two people. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to...
Oh, well, you were staring directly. Sorry.
Other news. Duncan Jones is bringing out a sci-fi thriller
Very excited.
called Mute. He's been wanting to make it for about 12 years, apparently.
He made Moon,
Made Moon.
and that is a very good film.
But Paul Rudd has been added to the cast. Do you think he can do sci-fi thriller?
Yes,
He is a good
but
actor.
he is a good actor. But Ant-Man was probably the most comedic Marvel film.
Oh yeah, it's
And
meant
I'm
to be.
not
though,
sure
like.
Paul Rudd could do straight up drama.
I'd like to see him try.
How Steve Carell changed for Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
I personally don't think Paul Rudd could do that.
Really?
No.
I do.
He could probably do
think
light
he could.
drama, but not... I mean, I don't know exactly what kind of film Duncan Jones is going for, but, you know, Moon was pretty intense. And there is some comedy in that, but for the most part it's pretty intense.
More news. Burnt Out. Thoughts. You excited? I am. I'm going to see it. I know you're not excited. I can see it in your face.
I'm not that excited. I mean, I can watch Bradley Cooper, and films about food are good, because Chef is very good.
Chef is a very good film. Watch Chef. It's great.
Chef is amazing, and it has an amazing soundtrack, and I personally think it will just be Discount Chef. That's
I think
what
I think it'll be less funny, less
Yeah.
heartwarming, more I want
Yeah.
to kill myself Chef
Yeah.
with
So-
Bradley Cooper, and it's not by David O. Russell, so it might be good.
You really don't like David Russell, do you?
No, I don't. No,
No.
forget about it. Let's move on.
You know it's
I hate David O. Russell.
Okay, let's move
He's a
on.
terrible director. Let's not move on. Let's talk about David O. Russell and how he's shit.
He's not that bad.
American Hustle.
Is bad, but he's not that bad. The Fighter is a very good film.
I couldn't watch
I'll
it.
give him that.
I've watched about half of it, and I was like, no.
It's very good.
What was the other one he did? Silver Linings Playbook.
The first film I watched of his was I Heart Huckabees,
Yeah,
and that's a really average film.
for a very average director.
It's Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, but he's like not that good. He's just in Wes Anderson films.
Well, I like him. He's actually good in I Heart Huckabees. But it is, again, and it's Mark Wahlberg, and it's a bit
I love Mark
average.
Wahlberg.
And Three Kings was very
Terrible.
not even average. It's just really
I
bad.
keep forgetting that's by him.
Yeah.
It angers me even more every time I remember.
That is a very bad film.
So bad.
Yeah. I'm not so. I'll stick up for him just because of The Fighter, because that's a very good film. But I don't like him that much. He's no Wes Anderson.
That's one. The Revenant.
Very excited.
Oh, very excited.
Very. Ooh.
Do you know what's really annoyed me though?
What?
The whole thing was in the trailer.
Yeah. Yes.
Although, fun fact, you know how it's Alejandro Inarritu? Is that how you pronounce it?
Something like that,
Sorry if you're listening, you won't be.
yeah. Yeah, you won't be, but Inarritu? Yeah. We'll do that.
Yeah, Birdman, basically, he's a bit like, he's very good.
Yeah.
Birdman, very good film. But like quite gimmicky in the whole one-shot thing. And The Revenant is filmed with 100% natural light.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently. I
It
think that's the thing.
looks
That's
very
the
good.
thing. Yeah, but it was going to, because it's that director of Birdman
And
that I can't be asked to butcher the name of again.
He's going to become Oscar bait director.
Yes, definitely.
Because they obviously love Birdman
Yeah.
last year. And, got every reason to, because it's an amazing film.
It is amazing. Michael Keaton. In fact, everyone in that is
Yeah.
incredible.
I thought Emma Stone was amazing.
Yeah. Who else is in it? Edward Norton.
Naomi Watts is very good in it.
Yeah.
Edward Norton's very good in it. He's so good in it. Even Zach,
Zach Galifianakis.
yes, that name.
I can pronounce it.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyone who's listening might just be like, actually.
Actually, yeah. But, I'm very ill.
We are both actually very ill.
Yeah, so.
Apologies, audience. We are very ill, and therefore not upbeat. Deal with it.
You can go book yourself.
Please don't.
Imagine if
We need listeners. Should we move on from news?
Yes, we should do that now.
Actually, before we do, The Hateful Eight.
Very excited.
Actually, when's that coming out?
8th of January.
That's miles away. Forget about it. We'll talk about it another day. Very excited.
Also,
Yeah.
did you see the article on who's going to be on whose side in Civil War?
I've heard different rumours about it. I don't think I've read the same article you've read.
Only, I know there's going to be obviously more people in the film, but it basically said the solid ones on each person's team.
All right.
To me, it sounds like if it was in a standard fight, Iron Man's team would kick
The
Captain America's
shit
ass.
out of America.
Yes. Captain America's team is basically Falcon, obviously.
Yeah.
Hawkeye. I think Ant-Man.
Right.
And there's one more.
The
which I can't
human
remember.
characters.
Yeah.
The
And then-
non-powered
Yeah,
character.
and then Iron Man's team, he's got War Machine, ScarJo, Black Widow,
ScarJo.
Vision.
Oh, ScarJo. Vision. Right. So
Yeah,
Iron Man's
exactly.
one.
Yeah, Vision would just kick everyone's ass in that situation.
And Thor and Hulk are off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Being cool.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to incorporate Spider-Man into it.
Well, he's not going to be like the comics,
I think.
which is upsetting.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. I think he'll have like a minor role. Like, he won't even be Spider-Man. It might just be Peter Parker. I'd like to see a bit of Spider-Man though.
No, he is Spider-Man now because the Ant-Man post credit scene when Michael Pena, great actor, is like, we got guys who bounce off the walls or crawl up the walls or some shit like that.
Let's talk about Spectre.
Spectre came out. We watched it together, opening day.
We did.
Apart in the cinema because it was packed, so we got tickets separate in the Odeon.
I liked it. Not
I
as much as
thought-
Casino Royale.
I thought it was okay.
It's weird. Like, the thing with Daniel Craig's movies, it's like they've created a mini franchise within a franchise.
Yeah, I don't know whether, because there's loads of internet chatter about this, whether it's like, we know it's prequels, but is it like a reboot sort of continuation prequel? I don't know.
Well, they made a Casino Royale was the first Bond made
Yeah.
film made,
With-
but it turned into a spoof and it
Yeah.
did not go down well at all. and that was in about 1967, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they didn't want to go anywhere near it, and then obviously they redid it and made Casino Royale, and it obviously was a huge hit because it's an amazing film.
Insane.
And then they obviously, I don't know if they planned to make these films prequels and like make it like sort of one story essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, Quantum of Solace is rubbish. I hated that.
It's trash.
Yeah,
Like,
Skyfall's really good. Then Spectre's good, but the problem I had with it is Daniel Craig seemed like he was half-arsing the entire performance.
yeah, love it. I'm also disappointed with the beautiful Christoph Waltz.
I am very disappointed that he wasn't in it
Because
for
he's
very
in
long.
it. He's in like 3 scenes.
Yeah, and they underused Monica Bellucci as well because she's a very good actress.
Yeah.
She just basically...
That scene's very weird.
It is weird.
It is weird.
It is weird. Very rushed.
That's one bit that I was sitting in the cinema with you.
Yeah.
Apart from you, you were in front
Yes,
and a
it
few
was.
to the side, and I just suddenly looked around and was like, "Did that happen? Really?"
It's almost like they thought, right, we've got this amazing story, but it's Bond, so he needs to have sex with someone.
Yeah.
So we'll get a really hot woman and we'll just throw it in there, cheeky scene of him having sex, and then we'll carry on with the story.
Awful.
Awful.
Would you have liked it if it wasn't Bond?
No.
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 I really like Monica Bellucci. I think she's a really good actress, and she should have been a proper character in it, not just an object that he just sleeps with and then just moves on to
James
the story.
Bond.
James Bond. Love it.
Do you know what annoys me?
What?
I don't like Skyfall that much, but Silver, the villain in that, I thought was so much better than Christoph Waltz. Admittedly, it's Javier Bardem,
Yeah.
but the writing is just, it's not there in Spectre.
Yeah. You see, we're speaking like this, but I actually enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. It's. I'm glad we went to see it. It was good. Good fun. Good fun.
Yeah.
Bit of James Bond being ridiculous.
It kind of makes me worried that the next Bond won't be very good, or they'll try and do something really out there. So they'll make like the main villain the woman. They'll basically try and make the worst case scenario is they'll make Bond a woman. And I'm not being sexist here at all.
But it's
Bond
Bond.
is a man in the books.
His name's James.
His name's James.
There is a Jane.
You cannot call him like
Bond.
Jeanette Bond or something.
Jeanette.
Because it would just be like
Janet
salt.
Bond.
It would just look like salt. And
Oh, Salt's a terrible
Salt
film.
is a terrible film. And,
Don't watch Salt.
although saying it, a woman villain would actually be really good as long as they got the
yeah.
right person for it.
Because they never really have, like, the top dog in Bond films, correct me if I'm wrong, are never really women. It's always like, they...
I never like how they use women in Bond films.
Yeah.
Because it's not right.
It's terrible.
It
Just
is about
awful.
time that a strong female actually came into the Bond franchise. Like, they should get Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah.
She is an amazing actress, and she can play villain, she can play hero, but she can't play Bond, obviously.
Emily Blunt.
I don't
British.
know about that. Yeah, but just because she's British, doesn't mean she's too.
You seen Edge of Tomorrow yet?
Yeah, it's amazing, but she's too good. Like, she's still.
Yeah, you got a point. Yeah.
I don't
But
think
it could be a turn.
Yeah, it could be.
But they'd have
I
to.
don't see it.
I don't think Bond is quite the film for your
Yeah.
dramatic turn.
Yeah. Who do you think will play the next Bond?
Hopefully someone who can't act.
Right.
Because I like Daniel. I've come to like Daniel Craig as Bond.
Yeah.
But he's still not that good an actor. In my eyes.
I think he is, but I think he really looked like he was half-arsed in Spectre so much. It was, and I did not like how arrogant his comments came across. You know, when he said that he'd rather cut his own wrists than be Bond again.
Yeah.
It's just like, right, he's getting paid 30 mil per film. But yeah,
Actors, what they're like.
That's why I don't like Marlon Brando.
Oh yeah, but he's like a terrible human being.
Yeah, he is. Well, he was. Yeah.
Speak ill of the dead. Yeah, speak ill of the dead.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
I
liked Batista in it.
Because he didn't speak.
Yeah, well.
Or he said one word.
Yeah.
Well done, Batista.
He does look like a henchman. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think he was born to play that role. Again, I would have liked to see him talk a bit more, but you know.
He was good in Guardians.
Obviously, he was good in Guardians because Guardians is great.
Guardians is great.
Everything about Guardians is good.
I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
On paper, that film just shouldn't have worked.
It was
but
mental.
It did. Yeah.
And it was mental,
Bradley
but it was so
Cooper
good.
voicing a raccoon. It's just like
A raccoon.
a raccoon.
He wasn't a raccoon.
Yeah.
He's not a raccoon. Rocket Raccoon is not a raccoon.
He looks like a raccoon.
He looks like a raccoon. Yes.
Don't start getting technical with me.
He's not a raccoon. Speaking of... Actually, no, let's carry on. What did you ask? Who do I want to play the next Bond? Actually, that's the point. They could make Mad Max James Bond. As in, like, have James Bond in it, but make it Furiosa and Mad Max.
What do you mean?
Do you know, like, how Mad Max was basically Furiosa?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get what you mean.
They could stop making the Bond girls items.
Yeah. I suppose...
Although the new Bond girl was quite good.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name. We should research that. I could literally look it up. My laptop's next to me, but I'm not gonna. She was good.
I always get her mixed up with the one who was in Alice in Wonderland, but she's a lot better than her.
They're making the second one of that. That's out.
Yeah,
Trailer's out
we're
for
gonna
it.
have to go and see it.
No, we're not.
Alice
I'm not sure I bought them together, but she was decent.
She was, but again, it was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna sleep with you,
and then she gets drunk.
Yeah, and then she gets drunk and does it. No, I think Idris Elba should have been the next Bond.
No, he's a good actor. He's very good.
He's also very arrogant. He comes across as arrogant.
I don't think he's arrogant. I think he's good.
Because you like him.
I love him.
I like him as well. I think he's a good actor. But
Have you watched Luther yet?
no.
Watch Luther. This is a film podcast. Corey, why are you talking about Luther? It's a TV show. Watch Luther.
No.
It's very good. Alright. Let's end Spectre.
Okay.
What? Wait. Closing comment.
Closing comment, I enjoyed the film, but I think it was... Other than, like... I didn't really like Daniel Craig's performance in it. And Christoph Waltz was underused to hell. But it is a really good, like, send-off for Daniel Craig's Bond. For that to be over, it's a really good ending.
I do like it as... I mean, bar Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Those 4 films are...
And essentially, Bond is really good entertainment. Like,
oh, yeah, definitely.
It's very entertaining to watch. And it's Sam Mendes, and he's a great director, so...
I think... apart from, like, the opening shot, it's a very well shot film. Like, probably one of the best, shot films.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Bond films. Not
Also,
films.
didn't like the song. So.
Yeah, but I don't like Sam Smith.
Yeah, well...
Neither do you.
No, I don't.
Exactly. But the first thing we said to each other pretty much when we left the cinema was Casino Royale was better.
Yeah, basically.
That basically sums it up.
Yeah. I'd probably say it's better than Skyfall. I probably enjoyed that more than Skyfall was less entertaining.
Yeah, I preferred
Oh yeah, I preferred
Silver to the villain because spoilers.
Yeah.
Even though it's obvious. Inspector. But no, Silver was better. Javier Bardem is incredible. When he takes his mouth out.
It's creepy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's well made. But no, Skyfall as a film isn't amazing. Spectre was better to watch.
Yeah, like I said, it's a good film. It's entertaining. It just Daniel Craig's performance in it wasn't great. It was very half-assed, and Christoph Waltz was very underused in that film.
Women. Let's talk about that for a bit, because I've got a note on it.
Women?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
As in, with Mad Max being more about Furiosa, and Jessica Jones coming up series, which we're not going to talk about because it's a TV series.
Although the trailer does look very good.
Trailers. The story trailers with the Purple Man. David Tennant.
Although I don't like the actress.
No, I don't.
She's terrible.
Only because she was in Breaking Bad and don't like Breaking Bad.
She was also in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. which is a terrible program.
I've seen it. I'm not planning on watching it.
It's a comedy. Well, it attempts to be a comedy.
Either way, let's just chat about best and worst female protagonists, heroes, villains. There aren't any.
Well,
there are.
I think Furiosa is probably one of the most.
Furiosa is very bad.
She's probably one of the best female
Modern.
characters that we've seen.
Yeah. I would say Emily Blunt in Edge of Tomorrow, but her character, she's more there to be a badass than to have development in my eyes.
I think Tarantino is very good at creating.
Oh yeah, the bride in Kill Bill.
She's great. You know, didn't take shit from anyone.
No one cares about Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah, well, I don't really like Hunger Games franchise that much, so I can't say I like the character in it that much because some of the characters are very annoying.
We're definitely going to go see Mockingjay Part 2 though.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
I just thought Mockingjay Part 1 was a waste of time, but that's for a different reason.
That's
because it's Part 1.
We'll talk about
It's
this.
a waste of time.
We can talk about this later.
God!
Or on another day. Why does every franchise have to have two parts at the end?
Makers.
In it.
Even The Hobbit makes me angry.
The Hobbit. Oh, The Hobbit. Right. The Hobbit could have been two films. I would have been fine with it being two films, but because there's a lot of story.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they take a few liberties, but it could have been two films, well rounded, and it could have. Where did it get to? The first one is just poor.
The first Hobbit.
I think they could have got to the end. I don't know. They could have finished the Smaug storyline in the first film.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then
I didn't like the ending of the second film.
I don't dislike the ending of the second film per se. It's more the opening to the third film, where it literally they could have just put that opening 15 minutes at the end of the second film, and I'd have been fine.
Yeah. I just hated the way they ended it. Like, I mean, obviously, some films have done cliffhangers and whatnot.
Yeah,
that's fine. But it was like it felt like I was watching a TV show and it ended on an episode like that, and it was a terrible way to end a film.
The production value for The Hobbit is also not as good as Lord of the Rings.
And I'm not a huge fan of the 48 frames per second thing either.
No,
it all just looks too glossy and CGI, and it's really weird.
I have an interesting fact that we'll get onto later about frame rate.
Okay. Well, I can't
Excited.
wait for that. Yeah.
What were we even talking about? Women. That's what we're talking about. Women in films. Great women. Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney.
Sigourney
Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
In Aliens.
No, in Avatar.
Yeah,
obviously.
Obviously.
What a dickhead. In Alien, obviously.
Obviously.
She's a badass. Well, she's not.
She's more of a badass in the second Aliens. I suppose she's a badass the whole way through. It's just the last two Alien films are not very good. So I tend to block them out because the first one is amazing. The second one's good.
Are they making new Aliens? Like they made the new Predator?
Neil Blomkamp's director.
Oh.
I suppose Prometheus was technically an Alien.
Oh yeah, of course. And the Lost Paradise, or whatever it's called, that's the second one. It's Aliens Lost Paradise Prometheus Part 2.
Yeah, but I know Neil Blomkamp has released artwork for the new Aliens. Or Alien, I might say. I prefer the first Alien, to be honest. I think it's...
To what? To 2?
To the second one, yeah. Because a lot of people say that the second one's better, but I just prefer the first one.
Cast is good in the first one.
Yeah, very good.
John Hurt's in it. Lincoln. Who's the best then? Who'd win in a fight? Let's go with that.
Go on then.
Actually,
between who? Furiosa would beat everyone up.
The Bride?
Yeah, well, it depends if the Bride had a samurai sword.
Really? You think?
Yeah, Furiosa's a badass.
Yeah, but I'm just going to call her Beatrix because that's what her name is. She, studied some form of attack maneuvers.
Furiosa is not phased by attack. Furiosa would just slap her and destroy her.
I don't think Pai Mei would agree.
Don't whisper.
Watch Kill Bill. As of now, the day we are recording this, it's November the 5th, bonfire night. Excited? We're not doing anything.
It's not that exciting.
It's not that exciting. We almost blew up something once.
Yeah, no.
Let's celebrate it every year. It's kind of worrying.
Yeah.
Either way, V for Vendetta, great film, great comic book. I will read it eventually. It's on my desk. Hugo Weaving plays a character who is based off Guy Fawkes, or takes liberties. Wears a Guy Fawkes mask. Let's go with that one. And it's a great film.
It is
Essentially,
very good.
it is a very good film. Let's talk about it.
I'm not a big fan of Natalie Portman's accent, but
Do you know who else was considered for that role? Bryce Dallas Howard.
I hate her.
Really?
I cannot stand her.
What else is she in?
What other than like Jurassic World?
Yeah. Especially since V for Vendetta was like
50-50.
years ago. Oh yeah, she's the girlfriend.
She's the horrible girl.
The terrible Jesus loving.
Yeah.
Not literal Jesus loving, there's a guy. He has a beard. And long hair. Jesus. Basically.
Yeah, I don't really like her.
I don't think I've seen enough. I don't particularly like her, to be fair.
Some actors and actresses that when you watch them, you just think it's like Ben Affleck. I think I only had to watch one film to realise I didn't like that guy.
I love him.
As a director, yeah.
He's an incredible director.
As an actor, I don't really.
I hate Zooey Deschanel, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Zooey Deschanel.
Do you know who else? Keira Knightley, obviously, because Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman are the same person. And ScarJo.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'd have enjoyed that, obviously.
I don't think I would have enjoyed to see Keira Knightley in that role. She's too.
No, she's better now.
She's too.
At the time.
Princessy. Which
Yeah.
doesn't suit it. Whereas Natalie Portman's pretty badass.
Apparently, she was well excited to get her head shaved. Natalie Portman.
That's worrying, isn't it? Hugo Weaving's amazing in that film. And
He
it's,
is. Do you know, like, some of it isn't even him?
Really?
Yeah, it was James Purefoy. How do you pronounce it? Purefoy?
Don't know.
Purefoy. Either way. That guy, that actor, he was cast as V, and then about 4 weeks into production, they had like creative differences or whatever, so he left the project and they got Hugo Weaving in, but they left some of his scenes in, and Hugo Weaving just dubbed over them, and the director was like, I can tell the difference, but I know the audience can't tell the difference, so I don't care.
The thing about the reason why Hugo Weaving's just so good is his voice.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got an amazing voice.
He is grade A villain material.
It's not
Even
quite,
though he's a hero in
it's
that.
not quite
but
James Spader's voice, but it's a good voice nonetheless.
James Spader. Grand.
That guy's.
My frame rate fact of the day. In the fight scene where where they're on the Victoria station bit, like near the end when he gets all spoilers. All the actors, like the henchmen, all moved in slow motion, like real time, and they filmed it in 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second, and then so that they could slow it down even more to make Hugo Weaving look super fast.
That's cool.
It's actually quite cool.
That's
I enjoy
cool.
that. I might do it one day.
One day.
Making films.
Good team.
Degrees. Next. That's enough of that shit.
You know.
What's next on the lineup? Years. You want to do the year?
Let's go for it. Let's do the years.
Years. Well, right now we'll do a segment where we're going to pick a year from the past, not from the future, as that would be odd. Basically, we're just going to pick, talk probably about films, as it is a film show. You didn't see that come in. But yeah, we're going to talk about films from a year, discuss what we liked, what we didn't like, the Oscars.
Cory
Actually,
knows.
yeah, Cory knows everything about the Oscars. I don't. I try. Don't look at me like that. They can't see you looking at me like that. But for the first week, we've just decided to do 2014. As it was last year, it's recent, it's in your minds. Love it. So, Cory can go first.
Yeah, just to clarify, the Oscars, we'll be talking about the films in 2014 that were nominated in 2015. So, for example, Birdman won the Best Picture, because that was a 2014 film. But yeah,
In America,
my favourite of the year was Birdman,
obviously.
because it's an amazing film. And it was the best film of the year. I mean, as much as you love Whiplash, I love Whiplash.
Spoilers. That's like my bit. Dick.
So,
Oh well.
you cut that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Birdman was the best film of the year. My letdown was the second Sin City, because even though as faithful as it is to the comic A Dame to Kill For, it just wasn't as entertaining, and the casting in it wasn't amazing either.
I do
thought-
like the poker stuff.
Yeah, but again, I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Josh Brolin were really ordinary for what Sin City's meant to be. Like in the first one, everyone was on point. Even Clive Owen, which was a total whoa.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood in that is amazing. It's
Doesn't
all
even
about Mickey
speak.
Rourke, and the fact that I know in the comic, the Dame to Kill For comics, Mickey Rourke's character isn't in it a lot, but you kind of just want to see more of him because he's such a badass.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I thought the casting was off. I mean, it's still visually exactly the same, and it looks amazing, but still,
Well, we saw the first one, so
yeah. And the first one is
very good.
very good.
Oh, so very good. Only took 'em, what, like, 8
recommendations for anyone who has not seen these is Cavalry, which is Brendan Gleeson, set in Ireland about a priest who is threatened and told that he's going to be killed on the next Sunday. It's about him living in a small village trying to work out who has done it. But yeah, very well written, very well directed. And the second one is The Skeleton Twins, a very dark comedy, I guess. It's very, it's actually a little bit depressing. But still, you've got to watch it. It's Kristen Wiig and Bill Hader, is that his name?
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah.
Yeah. Guy
They
from
play
Superbad.
twins who both have very big issues with depression and whatnot. But it's about them sort of getting back together as twins and sort of rekindling their relationship as family. It's really good.
So if you want a really fun night in,
Yeah.
watch the Skeleton Twins.
Yeah. Again,
And
it's really well
you got to
written.
start the night really happy because by the end of the night,
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most fun film to watch, but again, at the same time, it is. It's really, there's bits in it that are really sweet and really funny, but then they kind of counter it really well. So you've got the really depressing and horrible bits to watch, then there's the comedy in it, which is really funny. So yeah, but yeah, Josh, you're up.
screw in. Don't know what that was. Right, 2014. Favourite was Whiplash because it's my favourite film. J.K. Simmons is unreal in it. He very much deserved the Best Supporting Actor Oscar, which he got, which I'm very happy with. Miles Teller is very good and
Surprisingly good.
I agree, Cory. Thank you.
That's okay.
He is very good. But I just love that there isn't a stunt double. I say a stunt double, it's not stunts. A musician double, session musician, if you will. It is legitimately him playing the drums throughout the film, which, being a drummer, I appreciate a lot, especially since he's self-taught and went from match grip to trad. It's unreal. But yeah, the story of just the student-teacher sort of thing and the conflict between J.K. Simmons' character and Miles Teller's character is just phenomenal to watch, and the film has the best payoff in any film I've ever seen. And I think you may not agree with me wholeheartedly, but admittedly, you have to say that the ending is incredible.
I was about to say the last half an hour of that film is the best last half an hour of any film of that year, not all time, but yeah, of that year definitely.
It is incredible.
I think all in all, Birdman's better.
Well, you're wrong.
Mm.
And that is my opinion. and therefore correct fact.
Yeah.
I'm right. But no, Whiplash is incredible. Go watch it. Let Down. Transcendence. Taking this from when the film first came out. Wild. That was terrible. Reese Witherspoon. I like Reese. Really. I like Reese Witherspoon. I think she's a good actress. Still, I think she's good. I think she's an okay actress. Thank you, Cory. But she was miscast, and the writing of the film was really bad. Like, it's kind of like meant to be. It's a true story, but like it's meant to be her journey of being a woman doing something that mainly men do, and everyone praises her for being a woman and doing it, but she spends the entire film getting handouts from guys genuinely because she's a woman, and it's like, it just annoys me that it's trying to say that, yeah, she's really powerful because she's a woman and all this sort of stuff, but at the same time saying, yeah, but she couldn't do it without a man's help. And I just think it's really poor. And like I say, I think she was miscast in the role. I think she's too girly to be doing it. That someone like Emma Stone could have done it better, especially considering how she acted in Birdman, where we got to see a bit of a rougher side to her, and I think that could have come across well in Wild, but it didn't. It was shit. I was very disappointed. Not good. Recommendation. Cory, you haven't seen it yet. We will watch it together because I know you don't like horror films, but It Follows is one of the best horror films I've seen in my lifetime. Because it's a very like 80s horror film. There's a killer. It walks. I like that. No running, no jump scares, really. It just walks and follows you. It's just creepy. And it's the sort of horror film that sticks with you, as opposed to like seeing a scary face once and going, "Oh, that was scary," move on. Like a lot of horror films today. It Follows is great. Watch it. The thing I said actually to you is that like, I just think if a good director, like a genuinely good director, tried to make a horror film, they would make It Follows. Good. Oscars. Cory, you can talk about that.
Oscars.
Actually, we can both talk about that because I actually know this one.
Yeah,
do you want to talk about it first?
Don't mind.
Snubs. Let's go with snubs. Oscar snubs.
Right, well, the obvious one's Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler
Is the big one.
Jake Gyllenhaal also. So
I think
basically,
it was more
Nightcrawler.
Jake Gyllenhaal was the biggest snub.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of good films.
Yeah. I personally did not think that Imitation Game deserved to be in the same league as things like Whiplash, especially since it beat Whiplash in Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah, but you got to remember what it.
I know what it stood for. I do. I'm full behind everything it does stand for.
I honestly think Imitation Game is a very good film.
I do think it's a good film.
It's not quite Birdman. It's not quite Whiplash.
Exactly.
And it's not quite Grand Budapest. But it's still a really good film. Like, as a thriller. Very good.
Yeah. Do you know...
And it's a good story as well.
You just mentioned it, but Grand Budapest, at the Oscars, getting like 9 nominations or whatever it was.
And it's like one of the... I mean, I know Wes Anderson's been nominated before for like Best Original Screenplay. And that.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to see Wes Anderson actually win an Oscar, but he was never going to win when Birdman was there.
No, not at all.
Because in terms of screenplay, Birdman's the best.
Yeah.
But Grand Budapest is very close.
I think it's a good step forward, to be honest. Like, to a more varied Oscars.
It was...
Because it's not like, 12 Years a Slave's going to win because it's about race.
Yeah. I mean, Ellen DeGeneres just summed that whole thing
I know.
with that joke. Like, so obviously.
Painful.
Yeah.
Good old Oscars, eh? Who
Yeah.
needs them?
I was quite happy Birdman won so much.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously Boyhood was going to
I forgot about Boyhood.
Slammed Golden Globes
Yeah.
like easily, but that only won one Oscar, which was Patricia Arquette. Was that her name? That's not
Yeah,
right.
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, that only won one Oscar, which was Best Supporting Actress, which I still don't think she probably shouldn't have won. I think
Yeah.
Stone should have won. So,
I think-
but I like the idea of how he made Boyhood. But I think people raved about it a bit too much, and like it's a very long film for what it is.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a bit gimmicky, but then I thought, Birdman.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I was sad Whiplash didn't win more. I mean, J.K.
It won
Simmons,
the second most.
They won 3.
Yeah, Birdman won 4, Whiplash won 3, everything else was 2 or lower.
Grand Budapest won 3.
Did it? I thought it won 2.
But Grand Budapest won all costume design and that.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't really win anything. Yeah, I thought Imitation Game deserved its Oscar because it's a very good screenplay. Like I can imagine it takes a lot more work to write a screenplay about an actual real story rather than adapting it from a screenplay you've already written.
Yeah,
So that's why I think it should have won.
fair enough.
But you're very biased towards Whiplash, Josh. So
I am. It's Damien, what's it, Damien Chazelle? Is it?
Chazelle.
Chazelle.
Chazelle. It's
Chazelle.
spelled Chazelle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Chazelle.
Damien Chazelle. It wasn't his first film. But still, very good for a writer-director.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Inherent Vice. No, Inherent Vice was not good. If you read the book, I can imagine it was amazing if you read the book.
I
But I
liked
thought
it
it was
if-
too convoluted. They were trying to literally put the book on screen, which I don't appreciate. I think a director such as Paul Thomas Anderson
Yeah, but that's the thing.
should have taken.
If you
liberty.
appreciate how well it's directed, and how stylish it is, and how funny it is, because it is funny,
Yeah, but I mean,
and even the author of the book said that the screenplay was great. So, I mean,
maybe it's just me.
I mean,
Just
it-
don't like it.
as a story, it's very confusing. But
Very
I
odd.
realised that you kind of just don't have. You just watch it for how stylish and how just interesting it is. Like some of the characters are great in it. I love Josh Brolin's character, and it's so.
Oh
good.
yeah, he is perfect.
Yeah. And even Joaquin
admittedly, I do
Phoenix's
love that.
characters, and it's great.
That-
I liked it just because of how stylish and it is.
Yeah,
And I
it's
love
very
Paul Thomas Anderson anyway.
That sex scene's hard to watch.
Which one?
The one where she goes round his house.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Theory of Everything is a very good film. I do enjoy it. Charlie Cox is in it, who now plays Daredevil, which is weird because he was in like Stardust before.
Sorry, I don't like Stardust.
No one likes Stardust. It's terrible. It's really good. It's not. I don't genuinely think it's really good. Good.
Get out.
But yeah, no. Eddie Redmayne does deserve the Oscar.
As an actor.
He's
I mean,
also-
he might be amazing in Theory of Everything. I wouldn't.
Uh,
Also, one more thing on the Oscars.
yeah.
I thought Foxcatcher should have been nominated for Best Picture, but it wasn't, and it should have been because it's a very good film. It's a very strange film, like in the way it's made. I don't think it's very good in the
Because Channing Tatum was hungry for that Oscar, and he wasn't even nominated. That's a snub. I thought that Channing Tatum deserved.
Channing Tatum, unless he does something pretty miraculous, he'll never be like noticed
Yeah.
because essentially he's eye candy.
Yeah, he did say that whole thing about like I appreciate that I'm not a good enough actor to not take my top off in films.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, in Foxcatcher, like his entire like transformation to that character, he really goes like full force with it. And there's a scene in the film, if you haven't seen it, where he gets angry at himself for losing, and he headbutts a mirror in his hotel room or something like that. And Channing Tatum literally puts his head through a mirror, the backboard of the mirror, and leaves like a 2-inch dent in the wall behind the mirror, and cracked his head open, or cut his head open on the glass, and is genuinely bleeding in the film. And that, I just think that hit his commitment to a role. Like, I know, like, I think it's kind of sounds stupid, but I think when an actor's prepared to do things like that, it shows that they care about the project, which I think he did. I think he deserved more than what he got.
More Channing Tatum, actually. Gambit.
Yeah.
I can't picture him with a southern accent.
I hope he's not going to have long hair, because I can't imagine him with long hair either.
He doesn't necessarily have long hair. It's more like a bowl cut that's put in some weird head thing. Wrapping up the Oscars, Cory, thoughts?
Wrapping up the Oscars, I thought it was a good year in terms of actually the best films actually being appreciated.
Definitely.
There was a few snubs, obviously with Nightcrawler and the ones we've said. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty impressive year. I mean, as much as I pretend to get annoyed with the Oscars, I also love the Oscars.
Everyone loves the Oscars, despite how terrible and judgmental they are. You gotta love them.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent year. So
yeah, like I say, I think the Oscars are starting to branch out. I'm waiting for the day when things like comic book movies are allowed in Best Picture. I think a genuinely good comic book movie would deserve that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But I'm very biased towards comic book movies.
Yeah.
I think if you get a short version of The Watchmen,
The Watchmen is very good.
The Watchmen is very good, very underrated, but it's about 3 hours long, very unnecessarily, although it is an incredible adaptation. Speaking of bad films, adaptation. 2 Nicolas Cages. Who wants that? But yes, Oscars, overall, 5 stars out of 6.5. Why not?
Why not?
Do you want to introduce this one?
Yeah.
Good.
Right. Filmography versus questions. I will name 2 actors, and you tell me and why.
And why?
You would sit through every single one of their films. Right?
Okay.
First one. I'll give you a bit of a more difficult one. Russell Crowe or Denzel Washington?
See, this is a problem because I very strongly did not like Russell Crowe until recently. And I do really enjoy Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington has Remember the Titans, which is an incredible film. He also has American Gangster with Russell Crowe. Also a very good film.
Very good film.
Then you have to sit through things like... I don't want to have to watch Deja Vu again, and I'm yet to see Man on Fire. I have it. Apparently it's not very good, according to you.
I didn't like it. The way I see it is, you got to... I mean, there's obviously pros and cons of everyone's filmography.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is that the more pros you've got, and the more you like the actor. So my answer for this would be Denzel.
I think I would go Denzel.
I like Russell Crowe. I've never had a problem with him. But I think Denzel's easier to watch.
There are certain films that I don't think I could sit through State of Play again, which is Russell Crowe and Ben Affleck, I think, if I remember it correctly, which is not a very good, quite long film. Whereas at least Denzel's bad films are relatively 90 minutes. I can deal with that. And his good films are very good. Although then you don't watch Gladiator and LA Confidential. Oh my god, LA Confidential. What a film. So, no, forget it. Denzel. Yeah, I'm with Denzel.
I think I'd go
That's my winner.
Denzel. I mean, yeah, Denzel. I'll stick with Denzel.
Yeah.
Next one?
Yeah, next one.
Okay, next
Rocking
one.
and rolling.
Because we've been talking about Spectre, I'll go with a little spy versus spy. Matt Damon or Daniel Craig?
Matt Damon. You know I don't like Daniel Craig.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't like Layer Cake, which is his best film.
Layer Cake's a really good film.
No.
It is a very good film.
Oh yeah, it can be a good film. I don't like him in it.
Tom Hardy's in it.
Yeah, but Tom Hardy's in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy along with a lot of other great actors. And
It's
that's a
actually not
bad
that
film.
bad.
It's a
It's
really
not that
boring film, though.
Yeah, but
Who was the other one? Matt Damon. I know you don't like Matt Damon. However...
it's not that I don't like him. He's just one of those actors that I would prefer not to watch. But I love Good Will Hunting.
Right.
Because that's an amazing film.
I'll stop you there. Good Will Hunting is an incredible film. The Martian, also incredible. I'd have to deal with Interstellar again, and not in the cinema, which is a letdown. I like the Ocean's trilogy, and
I
so
like
do
the
you.
Ocean's trilogy.
So,
I don't like Ocean's 12 though.
Ocean's 12, I quite like, admittedly.
Right. If you
no,
can...
hold on,
Okay.
hold on. The French guy in it, who I can't remember the name of, you know him.
Cassel.
What?
Vincent Cassel.
Vincent Cassel.
He's a very good actor.
He's a very good actor. I like him as the sort of villain.
Night Fox.
Night Fox. The actress, it's Catherine Jones? Yes, it is. Well done me.
Well,
Pat on the
yeah.
back. I think she's quite good in it.
I don't like her.
Do you not?
No.
Do you not like Chicago?
I've never seen Chicago.
Whoa! Musicals.
I know.
We'll have a round of musicals one day, and I'll school you. But no, I really enjoy it, to be fair. And Ocean's 11 is just an incredible film.
Ocean's 11 is amazing. But if
You
compare
only like 13 because Al Pacino's in it.
No, I like 13. I think it's alright. It's not as good as Ocean's 11.
No, it's not. At
Because
all.
Ocean's 11 is incredible. But if you
So
compare
incredible.
it, like, it came out, what, like a year after? No, not a year. About 2 years after. There must have been so much hype around it. It's a complete mess compared to the first one. Like, it's all over the place.
What,
It's just
12?
not as stylish either.
Oh, we're in about 12.
Yeah, I'm on about 12 now. And 13's pretty mediocre.
They do-
Like, it's like a discount first one.
They do raise a building in 12.
Yeah, but it's just not that good.
No, this is what I'm saying, it's
Yeah,
mental.
it's just silly.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
What else is good? The Bourne trilogy.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, there's 3 Bourne films that he's in, and there's also 3 Bond films that Daniel Craig's in that are really good as well. So.
Yeah, but Bourne would kill Bond.
Yeah, but that's not the question.
It is now.
Right, Casino Royale is better. Casino Royale is better than all 3 Bournes, but Bourne is better than
Ooh,
all
is
3.
it?
All 3. The
Is
first
it?
2 Bournes
There's a
are better than
C.
Skyfall and Spectre.
Oh yeah, I really like the third one.
I like the third one as well, but
I think
thought
that
it was the worst
opening
one.
scene in Waterloo is I wouldn't say opening scene. It's an early scene in the film. I think that's incredible. Like, it's so good. I'm gonna watch it when I get home now. Just why not?
Why not?
It's very good. Matt Damon all the way. I love him. I think he's great. Especially after The Martian. That is a very, very good film. Which we started too late, so I can't do a review on it. But I might do one. I was going to write a review on it, but I haven't done it. Deals.
Right, one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay, we'll get a couple of actresses in there.
Equality.
Yep. Julianne Moore or Kate Blanchett.
Julianne Moore.
Great shout.
Because I don't particularly like Kate Blanchett.
Really?
No, and it means unnecessarily sitting through the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I know is your favourite film.
No.
Because the trilogy is... Oh, no, Pulp Fiction is your favourite film. I apologise. But Lord of the Rings is up there. It's favourite trilogy. Let's go with that. Except you deem it as one film, which, to be fair, you should. She's also in Monuments Men. Never watching that shit again. Although Matt Damon's in Monuments Men.
Exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
But I love him more than her, so... No, I don't like her.
No,
Julianne Moore is a genuinely great actress.
I agree, Julianne Moore. I would pick Julianne Moore because she is more open to doing like stranger roles. Like she's in a lot of really good films. But I also think they're both 2 of the best actresses of like their generation, along with probably Charlize Theron, because there aren't many. Like, I mean, the generation above, you've got people like Meryl Streep, Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
They're great. But those 2, mate, they're the best. And you get to watch Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is great.
Boogie Nights is great. Oh, Mark. All right. What have you watched this week?
What have I...
Let's just what have we both watched this week? I haven't watched anything. I did. Oh shit! Yeah. We'll get onto that. Right. You can do yours first. Segment.
I've got to remember.
What did we watch this week? You watched Doubt last night. You were telling me about it on the way
I
in.
know, but I've watched a lot more this week as well.
I watched the Disney film Beauty and the Beast for the first time this week, and I thought it
For
was
the first time?
Yeah, I've never seen it because I got it on DVD with Lion King because it made the Lion King like £4 as opposed to 12 or 13, whatever it was. I basically bought it because Emma told me to. But anyway, I think The Beast is now in my top 5 Disney characters. When he's the Beast, I think his personality is just incredible. I think it's so well done. It's just, it's perfect. I love it. The film itself is very good. Gaston, the villain, don't particularly like his death. It's kind of cheap. He kind of just falls because he lets go to gloat and doesn't realise he's at a 90-degree angle above a sheer drop. Dickhead.
Spoilers.
Gaston just wants to marry Belle because she's quirky and not one of the 3 blonde bimbos that are, for some reason, they're, well done Disney, kind of bad. But, yeah.
This week I've watched 5 films.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
I say that, I should have watched 5 films.
I would have watched more, but The Office.
Yeah, not good.
Okay. Films I watched. First one was Breakfast Club.
First
For
time?
the first time.
Mate! I mean, Beauty and the Beast is one thing.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I'm surprised I've never seen that film before. It is amazing. It's such a good screenplay, and the characters in it are so diverse. It's just such a good film to watch. Like, I know it's one of those films that when you're younger and when you start getting into films, everyone talks about how good it is, and it's just one of those films that I've never got around to watching, but I did, and it is amazing. Probably top 50. I also watched Everything Is Illuminated.
I want to see that. It's
Elijah
on.
Wood.
It's in the lounge at home.
But yeah, it was okay. It says it's a comedy. It's really not. It's a bit quirky. I'll give it that. And Elijah Wood's really good in it. Like, he basically plays a Jew who goes to Ukraine to track down a woman who helped who helped his grandfather in the war. And it's all right. Like, most of the comedy comes from the Ukrainian people not understanding English very well. Like, that's where most of the comedy comes from. So it gets a bit depressing near the end. But yeah, it's kind of it can get a tad boring as well. I also watched the first Superman for the first time. Cheesy as hell, and obviously the visual effects. I mean, it's entertaining, but if it wasn't for the ending's terrible. I don't like the ending at all. But it's entertaining, isn't it? I mean, it's just an easy watch. And then the other ones I watched were The Pledge and Doubt. The Pledge is good. Like, it's basically Jack Nicholson, and who doesn't love Jack Nicholson? There's one scene in it where he's playing darts, and the shot of him playing darts is really good. But
I do enjoy that you're acting out
I know.
darts
I
being
can't
thrown on a podcast that is not being filmed.
And Doubt,
Just for my benefit.
yeah.
Fuck
And
the
Doubt
audience.
was also very good. But it's one of those films, like, it's based on a play, so the scenes are very long, and it's basically you need good actors for scenes like that. And I was saying this earlier, Philip Seymour Hoffman is incredible, and I'm very sad that he's dead, because he's such a good actor. And there's not many people who can hold their own against Meryl Streep either. In such a serious film and in such serious scenes, he holds his own. Amy Adams she kind of like falls to the ground a bit against Meryl Streep, but
Because she's Amy Adams.
yeah, because she's Amy Adams, yeah. But she's alright in it. She's not amazing, but Philip Seymour Hoffman steals the show, and he's such a good
In a
actor.
film with Meryl Streep, he steals the show.
Yeah.
Right on.
And it's just the thing about films based on plays. You need really good acting, and it's like Glengarry Glen Ross. The reason I love that so much, well, Al Pacino's in it, so you got to love it. But everyone in that film is just so good. Like, it's just all the scenes are just so amazing. Like the opening scene in Glengarry Glen Ross when Alec Baldwin's there, and he's talking to him about sales. It's just from then on, it's just, oh my god, this film is so good, and that's what Doubt did. Probably not as much as Glengarry Glen Ross, but it's still amazing.
If you like that, listen again. Not next week's, just this one on repeat.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
I will.
to any other.
Yeah. No, do watch, listen.
Do watch, listen.
Do watch, listen.
If you disagree with anything we said, or you've got any films to recommend to us, just let us know. Comment on the thingy below.
Or tweet us at #TheWeeklyDriveIn. Enjoy it! Follow us on Twitter.
Winning.
#TheWeeklyDriveIn.
we'll have content of behind the scenes, snippets of the show, things like that. Tell your friends. Tell your mother. Why not?